Fire.
All right, a day after 30 people died and 60 others sustained injuries in a stampede at the Sangam area of the Maha Kumbh in Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj, the state government has introduced strict measures to prevent further incidents. According to Deputy Inspector General of Maha Kumbh, Vaibhav Krishna, the stampede was triggered by pilgrims pushing against barricades in an attempt to reach the holy waters. The administration has implemented 5 major changes, including declaring the entire fair area a no-vehicle zone. The 5 key changes include entry of all types of vehicles is strictly prohibited in the Maha Kumbh fair area. No special passes will allow vehicle entry and eliminating any exceptions. A one-way traffic system has been enforced to streamline the movement of devotees. Vehicles arriving from neighbouring districts of Prayagraj are being stopped at the district borders to reduce congestion. Entry of four-wheelers into the city is completely banned until this date to maintain order. Mr. Sanjay Sahai, former IPS, is joining us at this point in time. Uday Sahai, former IPS, also with us on the program. Sir, appreciate you joining us. Mr. Sahai, I'll come to you first. I hope you can hear me. Mr. Sahai?
Yes, I can.
Mr. Sanjay Sahai?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Well, everything was going well in terms of, how the Kumbh Mela was being organized, the volume of the devotees. What do you think could have gone wrong for something like this to transpire and people losing their life again? This is again mismanagement.
See, I think only day before yesterday on one of the programs, and it was regarding Coldplay and what the Honorable Prime Minister had talked about the concert tourism. We were all gaga over what was happening in Sangam and it was taken as a role model and all that. I think there was more of a media blitzkrieg and the whole effort was being made that biggest crowd management exercise was being done. I don't think anybody got into the nitty-gritty of it, and once you have gotten into the nitty-gritty of it, you find things breaking out or things breaking down at a number of places. Now, the fire accident which you have been talking about, leave aside what happened yesterday, we see another 2 issues which has come up even before the investigation or the inquiry has started. One is that the access road was not there, and second, there were unauthorized tents. So we see the number of issues which are there. In the morning, I was on another show, and there was a Swamiji who was there in the tent city itself. He was talking about that he doesn't know how to evacuate 90 odd tourists which have come from Japan, and it has become a logjam city. So what we have been made to believe and what was actually happening there was a world of a difference. There is nobody can say that accident would have happened. It could have gone off even without any incident. But the likelihood of accidents are certainly there. Now, over and over again, we are told that this barricade, there's too much of pressure and the crowd wanted to go for a snan, and that is how the whole thing came down. Now, suffice to say that the crowd did not gather there automatically, all of a sudden, instantaneously at that particular point, and then this surge happened. Crowd has been, or the people have been moving in from different places, unregulated, to reach a place where the numbers were so huge. And there are lots of people who were sleeping out there, and I think the Commissioner of Police was making some announcement. It did not have much of an impact. So there was a likelihood, or there was a feeling amongst the police administration also that something odd can happen, and that did happen. Post which, there is another issue of transparency. I think that is also cropping up over and over again when the head of the police out there, he was saying that no stampede has happened and there's some overcrowding and things of that nature. I think one is the management side. Management side is as to in one physical area, how much of people can come in. I don't know what is the square kilometer area and how the whole thing has been designed. But the quantum of people which is being talked about, whether it is manageable in that amount of roads, that stretch of roads, that parking, that space, and people are aware, or the people who are managing the show are aware of the fact of the granular details, which means on Moni Amavasya day, these people are likely to come, this is their route, this is the way they will be regulated. In case there is some preliminary issue, what will happen? So there are issues at the planning level, at what is being dished out to the media and what all of us know from the public domain, it was hunky-dory. But when things started happening, it is breaking down at quite a few points. Now with the number of resources put in, I think 50,000 police personnel were put in, which would be nearly the size of a small size state in India. There's a total amount of police force and umpteen CCTVs. Now, the training of handling a crowd of this nature, whether they have, whether they don't have, or it is just that 50,000 human resources have been put in, police personnel have been put in. But one thing is sure about the fact that the huge amount of gadgets which have been put in, we are nearly sure of the fact that that is not creating any dynamic real-time intelligence which can be acted upon by the personnel who is there or the police managers who are deciding the whole thing. So broadly, there are issues. This man-machine, you have huge amount of technology and you have people there. Whether that man-machine interface is there, whether we are getting intelligence on which we can act upon. So there are a variety of issues which are there. This happens in most of these issues where there is a humongous crowd management. We should have accepted it. So first and foremost, as moving further, we have to accept this tragedy. And this tragedy has been because of management or mismanagement on whatever you call it. And these these new restrictions which are coming in. Now the vehicle stops somewhere. How do we ferry them? Nobody is